Welcome everybody back to another episode of Mountain Bike Jumps, taking it back to basics. We're at episode 3. So far, we've covered how to set your bike up, and we learned that a higher PSI in our tire and a stiffer suspension will help us feel more stable and be more consistent going up and off the lip of the jump. In episode 2, we learned about initiating the front wheel lift. We talked about correct and incorrect approach form. We talked about bad body weight preload and good body weight preload. And we talked about how melding body weight preload with a weight shift to the rear third of the bike will help you initiate that front wheel lift. Now, key points of that last video were don't let your chest fall and don't let your shoulders fall in. Please don't move on to this video until you feel really comfortable with that initial wheel lift. Before we go any further, I want to remind you that learning the J-hop is difficult. But once you take the form to the lip and you realize what really needs to happen, you realize the lip is going to do a lot of the work for you. This is Bob. I got him training for a race when I was a factory pro. It's a 4th degree separation. It's healed 100%, but it hinders me when I have to do heavy lifting. And that e-bike is freaking heavy. We've also got a plate and 8 screws on this side from taking a berm too inside, too fast, and broke our collarbone. So the moral of the story, guys, is we all have things that are going to stand in our way that want to stop us from doing something. But if you really want to go after it, you'll find a way to either condition yourself or work through it so that you can achieve your goal. So don't give up. Now today in episode 3, we're going to teach you how to go from the initial wheel lift, and we're going to teach you how to continue that wheel lift and start to explode your body up and over the top tube. So after we've initiated this front wheel lift and we've initiated rear shock preload, the goal of this growing tall up and over the top tube has 3 goals in mind. The first, obviously, is to make the front tire grow taller. And with that in mind, let's remember that with a good bunny hop, your rear tire is never going to go higher than your front tire. Second goal is to continue this rear shock preload. So as I'm growing tall, I'm actually continuing that preload until a certain point when it starts to push me back up. Now, the third goal of this is to help us explode into the air. We're not going to get that far today. We'll get the rear wheel off the ground purposely in our next episode. We're definitely taking this step by step, and I don't want anyone to get lost. That's not to say that we're going down and up, this whole stand up to the lip jazz. No. Don't get it confused. Here is my bike flat on the ground. Look at the height of the bottom bracket and the pedals off of the ground. We're like maybe 10 inches, somewhere around there. Now, as I lift the front tire, I want you to see what happens to the pedals. Notice how they get taller off the ground? Now, if my pedals are growing taller off the ground and I'm putting my weight into the pedals and then I'm gonna essentially grow tall over top of the pedals, I'm also gaining height off of the ground, which is going to help us at that last second explode and unweight from the bike. And then we're kind of jumping off of something that might be 13 inches off the ground. So you're gaining height for your bunny hop with that front wheel lift. All right, guys, so you might be wondering why I had the block of wood. Now, the block of wood was for this step, so I'm sorry it was kind of in the way for the last visual. But I brought the block out to kind of show you where your tire would be just off of that initial wheel lift so that I could sit in that body position and kind of show you. Now, again, this isn't going to help me grow tall over the bike, okay? And it won't give me good leverage, but this is going to help me grow tall over the bike. Okay, guys, a few warnings before we get on the bike. If you're using a manual machine, which I think is a great thing, just remember that when you're going to be trying to grow on top of the bike, it's also going to be trying to pull the wheel out of the manual machine. And as well, if you're in just a rear tire stand like this, you need to be really careful. I necessarily wouldn't recommend it, but this is a really easy way for me to show you guys in a stationary position what should be happening. We are going to go to moving, but on that note, if you are going from a manual machine and then taking it to flat ground and you're rolling, this is going to be a little more difficult because the manual machine takes away the side to side kind of stabilization that you have to worry about when you're just rolling. So if you're finding a little more trouble getting out of the manual machine, have no worries. Practice, practice, practice. It will come to you. All right, so here we go, guys. We've got a nice relaxed attack position. All right, we go a little up, little down, back, and then grow tall on the bike. That was it. That was it. Super easy. Let's show you guys one more time. Nice relaxed attack position. Little up, down, back, up. Now, here is me trying to do it in a stationary machine, which makes it a little easier. But I'm gonna drop my head, let my shoulders fall in, and drop my chest. Good body position. Up, down, drop. Oh, yeah. I mean, it wasn't happening. Thank God that was just my rotor. The things I do for you guys. So that was awful. So let's now do, let's keep the chest up, head up, and we're just gonna drop in. We'll let our drop, still recovering from that. We'll have our knees drop into the bike. Maybe I'll hold the rear brake a little tighter. Sorry, sweetheart. Adjust my legs here, my feet, up, down. Okay, we see that? Man, I'm really sorry. You can see how I'm not growing over the bike as my knees collapse. So I'm not creating anywhere for the bike to go once I explode. You growing tall over the bike is giving you a place to pick the bike up and roll it through. If your hips are staying super close to the top tube and the seat because you're dropping your knees, there's nowhere to bring the bike up to. We're about to hit the road to go north for most of the summer. We will be back to Cayuga every once in a while to ride with some people, to check in. But if you're up in the Northeast and you'd like to get with me for a lesson, contact me with my email address. I'm sure our paths will cross. All right, guys, let's just have a look at this in kind of slow motion. We'll pick out what's going on. We've got our nice mellow attack position, slight bend in the upper body, slight bend in the knees, and we've got a wedge position with our feet, and of course, our nice wide elbows, eyes looking down trail. Now we're gonna start our upwards motion, and now we're gonna sink our body weight straight down and then meld it with our backwards weight shift. Boom, hips straight back. Notice now that my heels are starting to drop, allowing me to push into the pedals as I start to lean back with my upper body. Front wheel initially lifts, and now I continue to pull my waist up and over the top tube with my arms and helping my waist get taller by standing or straightening my legs and going from heels dropped to almost being on my toes. Right? Up, 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 up. And this is where we want to get to. And now I'm just going to let the bike fall. Right? With this stationary view, it's really easy to see the down, back, and then rounding back out to almost center again of the hips. So almost you're making a backwards uppercase D. As always, guys, I want to thank everyone for watching the channels, especially my Patrons for being patrons. You guys make this all possible. Now, there's a few of you viewers and patrons that have sponsored my race season by helping take care of some gas and food. Guys, I can't thank you enough. We still need more sponsors. It's $100 to get your name on my jersey. That helps us with gas and food for all 11 races. If you want to get your own jersey with your name on it, it's $200. We'll ship it out to you. We're printing them in a few weeks. Details in the description. Back to the content. All right, guys, let's put it into play. There it was. Here it is again in slow motion. Now, I will say that you can't see me coming in the relaxed attack position because I'm trying to get you guys a close-up view of actually what's gonna happen. So as I enter, you can kind of see me start to raise. Right there, I've started that upward motion. Now I'm gonna drop my weight and start to shift my hips back. Weight dropping, and notice I'm not forcing my weight into the fork. I'm just setting my weight straight down, and I'm not trying to bend anymore at the waist from what I came in at. Notice my chest doesn't start to sink towards the bar. Now that I've reached my max downwards, I'm gonna shift my hips straight back over this rear axle, keeping my weight into the bike. As I do this, I'm not gonna take my hips up, okay? Taking your hips up is gonna unweight the bike. We're gonna bring our hips up in the next movement. Hips back, and now this is where we're gonna take our hips and we're gonna bring them up and over our top tube by pulling our body with our arms forward and helping our waist get higher by straightening our legs. Now again, these movements are also gonna create more front wheel lift and are gonna raise the pedal level off the ground. So as you do this, you're gonna grow taller off the ground as well. And then finally, you reach your max height. Your toes have started to point, your front wheel is at its max height, and you're actually just at the point of unweighting. And this is where you're gonna see that your suspension has rebounded and has actually helped bring you up and over the top tube. And this is why a super fast rebound is gonna kind of mess this whole timing up. You just want your rebound to help push you back up. Guys, I keep saying this, but I'm gonna say it again because it's the biggest problem I see in people trying to execute this. They let their chest fall towards the bars and they let their head fall towards the bars in between their arms. You've gotta keep your chest up and your head up. Look what happens. There's no leverage for me to get the bar to go this way, right? I'm going straight back. This is super hard. And now when I try to pull myself forward, I've also got to start to bring my body up, which doesn't allow me to keep bringing this front wheel up by applying backwards pressure on the handlebar with my upper body weight. Now, if you're going to collapse into the bike with your knees, you're not going to be able to grow tall over the bike, which means you're not going to give the bike anywhere to go in our next video. Where are you going to bring the bike to here? You have to grow tall over the bike so that when you reach this point of unweighting, that you can pick the bike up and roll it through, just like this. Hips back, starting to stand up. We're exploding with a lot of force. Now I've unweighted, and this is where I'm going to pick the bike up and roll it through. And this is why it's so important to create this distance between like your seat, and we're gonna call it your butt, so you can pick the bike up and bring it through. If your waist is here, where are you gonna take the bike? Again, I say, where are you gonna take the bike? Now, I know you want to see me do this, but we're gonna save that for the next episode. Let's check this out one more time, guys. Up, down, slide straight back, strong shoulders, guys, and don't let your head fall down. Don't let your shoulders fall in. Push into the pedals as you're leaning back off the bars. Use your arms to pull yourself up and over the top tube, and use your legs to stand straight so you make sure your hips get tall. This is where we want to be. This is the point. You can almost see that rear tire off the ground. Now, if you're getting to the point where you're going through this getting taller over the bike and raising the front wheel higher, and at the end of it, your rear tire is actually coming off of the ground a little bit, stop. You're good, okay? That's you're ready for the next video, which is going to come out very soon, or it already is out. I don't know what the date is when you're watching this. See if it's in the playlist. But if you're not there yet, that's okay too. Everyone progresses at different speeds. We're all different. Some are bigger, some are smaller, some are stronger. Some of us don't know how strong we are. The key is to not give up. You can do this. So if you've got it, we'll see you in the next video. If not, keep practicing. You will get there. But that is gonna do it for this video. Now, I hope you've got more comfortable being in the rear third of the bike, because that is the goal of teaching you how to actually go fully through the J-hop. We could skip some steps right now, but I want you guys to be dialed, super dialed. So on that note, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please let me know in the comments, and always make sure to like, share, subscribe with your friends. We're only about 300 followers away from hitting 10K. Super pumped. Never thought it would actually happen. Now, if you enjoy our content and want to see our channel continue to survive and grow, please become a Patreon. Like I said earlier, they make this channel happen. YouTube doesn't pay me enough to pay my bills sheerly off of my channel income. And we don't have any big deals. Companies help us out with parts. That's basically our sponsorship deals. So my Patreons make up for what I don't get, and that enables me to create this content for you guys. So Patreons, supporters, thank you very much. Now, if you're not a Patreon, but this video actually spoke to you and you'd really love to send me a attaboy, you can use my PayPal or Venmo link in the description. Now, that being said, we still have room for sponsors on our sleeve. We really need your support. $100 gets your name on the jersey. $200 gets you your name on the jersey plus your own jersey. Super big. Be part of the team. We appreciate you guys. Now, if I don't see you until the next episode, always make sure to ride hard, ride safe. And I always want you guys to be kind to each other. It makes the world a better place to live in. If we do see you out here, please make sure to, oh, helmet was crooked there. Please make sure to come say hello. We'd love to thank you for your support. But until that time, guys, rubber side down.